A new era for boxing on Channel 5 continues. Nathan Gorman faces Thomas Salick for the IBF International Heavyweight Championship, whilst Josh Kelly makes his return. Watch Britain's best prospects in The Big Fight Live. Friday at 9, exclusive to Channel 5 and My5.
This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. It's weigh-in day with me, Unified World Champion Chantelle Cameron. Chantelle, been a while, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, thanks for asking. Obviously we just had the Richard Riakporhe weigh-in here. You just down here as a fan more than anything today?
Yeah, just come down. Looking forward to watching Lauren tomorrow night. So I thought I was down in London, so I thought I popped over here.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Lauren Price, Olympic gold medalist, world gold medalist, making a pro debut. I'm sure you'd have spent time with her around the GP setup and things like that. How long have you kind of known Lauren and how much time did you spend together as amateurs?
So when I was on Team GB, she was boxing for Wales, but was at tournaments and they was coming up for Tri-Nation like sparring sessions and stuff. So I know her quite well, and she was from the kickboxing background as well, just like me. So used to always go to tournaments and be at training camps with her. And yeah, she's a great talent and she's athletic at everything really, isn't she? So
I think Rob McCracken described her as the most talented female fighter he's ever worked with. I'm sure he forgot about you, but look, did you see that in her, that she'd go on and win gold with everything like we've seen?
Yeah, she's very talented. I think she can do it all. She can fight, she can move, she's got very good feet as well, and I think that comes from the kickboxing. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing her journey going forward.
I'll ask you about the main event. Richard Riakporhe headlining on Sky again. World title eliminator. What have you kind of made of Richard's journey and the fact he's now one win away from a world title?
He's such a talent and he looks good, talks good, the full package, ain't he? So I'm looking forward to it, seeing him get the win and going on to world honours.
We've been waiting to see you in an undisputed title fight. Any news?
No news yet. I'm still waiting as well, so see what happens. But hopefully I'll have good news and my next fight, fingers crossed, will be for undisputed. But still kind of fishing between Callie Reis and Jessica McCaskill at the moment.
Not been long since you were in the ring, actually. Were you happy with your performance? Have you watched it back?
Yeah, I watched it back. I think it was quite a weird one because it was just not my usual kind of fighting style, and I think it was just because of my opponent as well. She was very slippery. Our tactics was more that she'll come on my chest, but she didn't really come on my chest. She was more like boxing, and her movement was really good. She was hard to hit, and obviously she was shutting me down with where her head kept like going low. So it was hard to get my body shots in and hard to like get to work like I usually do. But I think it was a learning fight for me, which I'm happy with because you got to keep learning, ain't you? And it's fights like that you need to have before you do go on to big fights like undisputed. But a very, very good opponent.
I appreciate you would have preferred to go straight in the undisputed fight as per the tournament, but are you seeing it now as a bit of a blessing that you've had 10 more learning rounds ahead of a big fight like that?
Yeah, definitely. I said to Jamie and Nigel after, I said like everything does happen for a reason, because that style of fight I did take a lot from. I think I took a lot more from that than any of my previous fights, because she was tricky. She was really tricky. I was getting frustrated in there and I was having to kind of like calm myself down with not losing my head. And I think you take more out of that than anything really. So I'm glad that I did get them 10 rounds in.
You know, Katie Taylor's going to have a homecoming fight in front of potentially 80,000 people. We also know it's not very likely to be Amanda Serrano. Are you holding your breath at this point that the phone will ring for you?
So they rang me to ask me to fight her.
Really?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No. No, I heard nothing. Obviously, I'd love to fight her. I always make that clear, but it's not going to happen, so I'm not going to hold my breath now.
It's talk that she's going to fight Chris Cyborg instead of Amanda Serrano. What do you make of that?
I heard she's going to fight Holly Holmes as well. Yeah, she's going to fight Holly Holmes as well, but apparently I seen an interview, something about the level Katie's on now. It's like names like Serrano, Holly Holmes and Cyborg, so transitioning to the MMA fights now, so yeah, not in that list anymore, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I won my mandatory years ago. I've done what's asked of me, and I feel like most of the opponents she's boxed, I feel like I've been a better opponent than, like being respectful there, but I just think they keep missing me out, so it's what it is, isn't it? There's other opponents there for me, but it obviously is a bit frustrating that you get offered that the winner of Katie Taylor and Serrano, the fight happens and straight away it goes to Cyborg, Holly Holm, and I think what happened to me, but just, yeah, we move.
If you become undisputed champion, would you be interested in crossover bouts?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's the way forward, ain't it? think I'd like to have an MMA fight at one point as well. So definitely would like a crossover bout.
Interesting you said you'd like to do MMA. Do you have any background in any other martial arts?
Yeah, Thai boxing, kickboxing, and obviously boxing. Just the grappling I struggle with.
Watch this space. Coming to the UFC very soon. Chantelle, thank you as always, speaking of Boxing Social.